Good morning. Good morning. I'm your girl, Pastor Courage Molina of Bold Faith Community Church. I'm so excited to have you here with us for Mornings in the Word. We are on day 80, which means we're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 30 through 31, New Living Translation. It's actually kind of short today, but that's okay. This is a great place for you to be if you want to build a habit of getting in your word every day. You feel like, oh, I know I should be reading my Bible. I need to read my Bible. All the shoulda, coulda, woulda, and you just don't know where to start. This is a great place to start. So if you have found us, this is not a coincidence. It's not random. You're in the right place at the right time. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, notification. We go live. We live stream Monday through Friday. 7 a.m., the mornings in the word. And then on Saturday, that's actually when we meet for church, 8 a.m., we live stream, and that's all EST. We immediately get into our life groups on Zoom and get into community after that. So you're here for a reason. Go ahead and, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into it. Day 30. This is a call to return to the Lord. Chapter 30. In the future, when you experience all these blessings and curses I've listed for you, and when you are living among the nations to which the Lord your God has exiled you, take to heart all these instructions. If at that time you and your children return to the Lord your God, and if you obey with all your heart and all your soul all the commands I have given you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes. He will have mercy on you and gather you back from all the nations where he has scattered you. Even though you are banished to the ends of the earth, the Lord your God will gather you from there and bring you back again. The Lord your God will return you to the land that belonged to your ancestors, and you will possess that land again. Then he will make you even more prosperous and numerous than your ancestors. The Lord your God will change your heart and the hearts of all your descendants, so that you will love him with all your heart and soul, and so you may live. The Lord your God will inflict all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate and persecute you. Then you will again obey the Lord and keep all his commands that I am giving you today. The Lord your God will then make you successful in everything you do. He will give you many children and numerous livestock, and he will cause your fields to produce abundant harvest. For the Lord will again delight in being good to you, as he was to your ancestors. The Lord your God will delight in you if you obey his voice and keep the commands and decrees written in this book of instruction, and if you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and soul. Now, kind of low-key wish this was a part of yesterday's reading or the reading before, because it was like short amount of like love and excitement, and then it was like all doom and gloom, and then you better listen because this is the covenant. This is so the heart of God. That's why I say you want to take the entire book. It's a lot of books. It's like 66 books. So it seems like a library, right? But it's still one story of God's redemptive love for his people, because he's not even saying, Moses isn't even saying, okay, you might experience some curses. He's saying you're going to have some blessings and you're going to have some curses. But when you are done and you are ready to return back to the Lord and do what is right, he's not only going to welcome you and restore you, he's going to give you more than you had before. That's a different type of love right there. Verse 11. This command I'm giving you today is not too difficult for you, and it is not beyond your reach. It is not kept in heaven, so distant that you must ask, who will go up to heaven and bring it down so we can hear it and obey? It is not kept beyond the sea, so far away that you must ask, who will cross the sea to bring it to us so we can hear it and obey? No, the message is very close at hand. It is on your lips and in your heart so that you can obey it. Now listen. Today, I'm giving you a choice between life and death, between prosperity and disaster. For I command you this day to love the Lord your God and to keep his commands, decrees, and regulations by walking in his ways. If you do this, you will live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you and the land you are about to enter and occupy. But if your heart turns away and you refuse to listen, and if you are drawn away to serve and worship other gods, then I warn you now that you will certainly be destroyed. You will not live a long, good life in the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy. Today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. Oh, that you would choose life so that you and your descendants might live. You can make this choice by loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and committing yourself firmly to him. This is the key to your life. And if you love and obey the Lord, you will live long in the land of the land the Lord swore to give your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You got a choice to make. I say that to my kids all the time. We all got a choice to make. And every choice comes with a consequence. So you have to decide today what manner of man or woman you are going to be. Are you going to choose life or are you going to choose death? And choosing life means following the laws, decrees, instruction, regulation, and walking in the way of the Lord, not walking in the way of the world, but walking and living in the way of the word. You have a choice. You can choose death or life. You can choose blessing or curses, but I hope that you will choose life. Oh, that's good. Chapter 31. When Moses had finished giving these instructions to all the people of Israel, he said, I am now 120 years old and I am no longer able to lead you. The Lord has told me, you will not cross the Jordan River, but the Lord your God himself will cross over ahead of you. He will destroy the nations living there and you will take possession of their land. Joshua will lead you across the river just as the Lord promised. The Lord will destroy the nations living in the land, just as he destroyed Sihon, Og, the kings of the Amorites. The Lord will hand over to you the people who live there, and you must deal with them as I have commanded you. So be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid and do not panic before them, for the Lord your God will personally go ahead of you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. Then Moses called for Joshua, and as all Israel watched, he said to him, be strong and courageous, for you will lead these people into the land that the Lord swore to their ancestors he would give them. You are the one who will divide it among them as their grants of land. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. Let's go. Moses tells Joshua, be strong and courageous. He's already telling him this. Be strong and courageous. He's letting them know who the new leader is going to be, that he's not crossing over, what the Lord is still going to do for them. Verse 9. So Moses wrote this entire book of instruction in a book and gave this. So Moses wrote this entire body of instruction in a book and gave it to the priests who carried the ark of the Lord's covenant and to the elders of Israel. Then Moses gave them this command: at the end of every 7th year, the year of release, during the festival of shelters, you must read this book of instruction to all the people of Israel when they assemble before the Lord your God at the place he chooses. Call them all together, men, women, children, and the foreigners living in your towns, so they may hear this book of instruction and learn to fear the Lord your God and carefully obey all the terms of these instructions. Do this so that your children who have not known these instructions will hear them and will learn to fear the Lord your God. Do this as long as you live in the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy. Then the Lord said to Moses, the time has come for you to die. Call Joshua and present yourselves at the tabernacle so that I may commission him there. So Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves at the tabernacle, and the Lord appeared to them in a pillar of cloud that stood at the entrance to the sacred tent. The Lord said to Moses, you are about to die and join your ancestors. After you are gone, these people will begin to worship foreign gods, the gods of the lands where they are going. They will abandon me and break my covenant that I have made with them. Then my anger will blaze forth against them. I will abandon them, hiding my face from them, and they will be devoured. Terrible trouble will come down on them, and on that day they will say, these disasters have come down on us because God is no longer among us. At that time, I will hide my face from them on account of all the evil they commit by worshiping other gods. So write down the words of this song and teach it to the people of Israel. Help them learn it so it may serve as a witness for me against them. for I will bring them into the land I swore to give their ancestors, a land flowing with milk and honey. There they will become prosperous, eat all the food they want, and become fat. But they will begin to worship other gods. They will despise me and break my covenant. And when great disasters come down on them, this song will stand as evidence against them, for it will never be forgotten by their descendants. I know the intentions of these people even now, before they have entered the land I swore to give them. So that very day, Moses wrote down the words of the song and taught it to the Israelites. Then the Lord commissioned Joshua, son of Nun, with these words: Be strong, second time, and courageous, for you must bring the people of Israel into the land I swore to give them. I will be with you. When Moses had finished writing this entire body of instruction in a book, he gave this command to the Levites who carried the ark of the Lord's covenant. Take this book of instruction and place it beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, so it may remain there as witness against the people of Israel. For I know how rebellious and stubborn you are. Even now, while I am still alive and am here with you, you have rebelled against the Lord. How much more rebellious will you be after my death? Now summon all the elders and officials of your tribes so that I can speak to them directly and call heaven and earth to witness against them. I know that after my death, you will become utterly corrupt and will turn from the way I have commanded you to follow. In the days to come, disaster will come down on you, for you will do what is evil in the Lord's sight, making him very angry with your actions. Amen. It's short today. Couple things. How crazy is it that God predicts their disobedience? He's like, let me tell you now, I'm telling y'all this. Y'all heard about the blessings, you heard about the curses, you heard about how bad it's going to be and that I will redeem you. And I'm telling you right now, even before y'all cross over, y'all going to be out there acting a fool. Y'all gonna be out there acting a fool, and then y'all gonna try and blame me. Y'all ever had that? Somebody do something to you, and then they mad at you because you won't continue to support them. Somebody did something to you, and now they mad at you because you like, oh, that's how you want to act. Well, then I'm not, I'm done doing such and such. Now you don't have access to me. What you did caused you to lose access. And that's what the Lord is saying. You are not going to have access to me. You're not going to be in my presence. I'm going to turn away from you. I'm going to leave y'all. Y'all want to act a fool out here in these streets? I'm going to leave y'all right out here in these streets. He's saying, I'm going to keep my end of the bargain. I'm going to deliver y'all. It's going to be the land of milk and honey. Y'all going to get fat off the land. Y'all going to love it. As soon as y'all get good and fat, y'all going to start showing y'all behind. He already knows it. And he hasn't decided, even though I know you're going to do wrong. This right here is the sovereignty and love of God. Even though I know y'all are going to mess up, I'm still about to bless you. Even though I know you're going to act the fool, I'm still about to bless you. And when you start complaining to me, I'm going to go ahead and put this reminder down. So when you start complaining about me and saying, oh, woe is me, what the Lord has done, you will remember this. Now that right there, that's good. That is the Lord. God really be God out here in these streets. And I think it's so important for us to understand that, God knows that we're going to fall short. And he's not even talking about falling short. He's talking about completely bucking the system. He says, y'all are going to despise me. Not y'all are going to fall short and make some mistakes and not be perfect. He said, y'all are going to despise me and y'all are going to abandon me, betray me, and start worshiping other gods. There's a difference between we all fall short and out here, worshiping other gods. That, in my mind, despising God is a little bit different than losing my cool, right? One is intentional, one is, due to my flesh is weak kind of thing, right? Maybe not. That's how I feel in my human. Maybe that's not how the Lord sees it. In my human mind, I can only process it this way. That's how I feel. Like, even though he knows you're going to turn on him, he's still going to bless you. He's still calling you his own. And you think that you messed up, you did something, and so now the Lord is done with you. He's saying these people intentionally turned their back. So maybe you intentionally turned your back on the Lord. Maybe you bucked the system. Maybe you're like, I'm done. Maybe you chose something else. Maybe you had like willful disobedience. You knew full well what you were doing and you still did it. And so now the enemy's telling you, don't worry, the Lord's not going to want you. No, we can see in this word, he's saying, return back to me. He's saying, return back to me. I don't know who that's for. I just want to encourage you. Don't listen to the enemy saying you are so far gone that you cannot return back to God. Return back to him, friend. He's going to be right there for you. He's going to be right there for you. All right. I hope this has blessed you. If you love this, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed and you want to build a habit of being in the word, go ahead and subscribe. This is a great channel to help you do that. Until next time, y'all, I will see y'all. Be sure to join us for church Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. right here, EST. And we are live in the chat. The chat be fire too. Okay. All right. I love y'all and I will see y'all next time. Later.